Hey everybody, this is Larry, this is me going Q4 of the weekly contest 449 equals some grid partition 2. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord, let me know what you think about this one. So this one, first of all, I think it's Q2 or Q1, no, it's Q2, right? So definitely watch that video, the first part of, so this is equals some grid partition 2. Definitely watch that video for equals some grid partition 1 if you want to understand a core part of this, right? But without loss of generality, we'll go over it relatively quickly. That video is pretty quickly anyway, right? So we just have rows, right? And basically, you have some values on top, some values on the bottom, and you're trying to find out if whether, you can divide them such that the top is equal to the bottom. And of course, you're going to have a top sum, right? And then you have a bottom sum. And then the other thing is that you have a total that just sums over the entire thing. This is part of Q2. So hopefully you should already have had this idea before you move into Q3. And of course, the bottom sum is just you go to total, top sum, or total minus top sum, right? And then as a result, you can do math that way. And yeah, and then so my thought process about this is that, okay, so this is basically Q2 so far. And then now the difference is that, okay, let's just say, we have the bottom, you have the bottom minus the top, sum, right? And that gives you some number delta. And then the question is, okay, well, is delta on the bottom, right? Because basically, or maybe more precisely is if delta is greater than 0, then that means that bottom is bigger than top, right? And if bottom is greater than top, then we have to try to find it in the bottom, and that's it. And if bottom is less than top, then we have to try to find it in top. So that's basically the core idea, and from that I was able to construct just a lookup table keeping track of all the numbers on top and then all the numbers on the bottom, right? Except for that, I missed one part about it being connected. And honestly, at this point, it is a case enumeration, and that's how I got 4 wrong answers. Is that I missed a lot of enumeration, also a typo on one of them. So maybe only 3 wrong answers from that, or 2 because one of them was dumb. So a lot of silliness, but nonetheless, it's just about bookkeeping, and then it's just about different cases. And I almost don't even know if it's worthwhile, but to go over all the cases, right? The idea about the cases is just that, well, and this is, I'm going to go over just the rows part, but you can flip it, right? To do columns, it's the same idea. But here, let's just say you have a thing. So if this is, if we have more than 2 rows on top and or 2 or more rows on top or bottom, it is always going to be connected, right? You can remove any cell and it'll be always connected. So then the only case is that, let's say if top has one thing, then you cannot remove from the middle, right? If you remove from the middle, then it's disconnected. But you can remove from the corner, right? So that's basically the idea. And of course, but the same for the bottom, right? You can remove the corners, but not in the middle, right? So that's it. You put an if statement to that, and then you're fine, right? Well, there's one more, which is that if there's only one column, then this is also untrue, right? Because if you have one column, then what happens? Well, then you cannot move stuff in the middle, right? You can always remove stuff in the on the quote-unquote the corners, which is the top or bottom, but you cannot remove stuff in the middle, except, let's just say you're trying to cut here. If you cut here, then you can remove this one and this one. It will still be disconnected. And so forth. So what I call bookkeeping is just keeping track of all these things, and also case analysis on a lot of these things. And that's really the focus of my coding. And I didn't do a good job of it because I got 4 wrong answers, to be honest, right? So yeah, so let's go over it. So I have this cell form that just only solve for rows. Oops, let me add a comment. Only solve for splitting horizontally. And then you can see that at the bottom, I do there's a transpose function. I transpose it so that it solves for columns. So then we just call the same self twice, right? And then a lot of this is just me trying to figure out all the things that I told you. First, we have the grid. And I just special cased out C is equal to 1 just to not have to deal with more confusion, because then now I can just think about this in a way. And because c is equal to 1, we can just treat this as a row of 1, so it's always going to be, you know, oh sorry, one column, right? So yeah, just treat rows. So here we got the total. Here we have this rolling sum from top to bottom. If they're already equal, then it's return true. Otherwise, if the delta, and then we just have to check if delta is greater than 0, then it's on the bottom half, right? And then yeah, and if it's on the bottom half, then there are only two places it could be, which is the very bottom or the next cell, the line south of, the cell south of the line, right? Bottom of the line, and that's here and here. It's a little bit awkward because I wrote this like together in a way. And then this is if it's on top, right? If it's the delta is negative, then the top is bigger, and then we have to subtract negative delta. And then we have to, and the only way that we can remove one is if it is on the it is immediately on top of the line or the first cell, and that's basically what this is saying. Yeah, and then the other case is basically the same ideas. I just keep track of everything with a counter, right, for top and bottom. I start off by getting the sum of the grid and also just counting the stuff on the bottom, right, and that's it. And then as we kind of shift the line like a sliding window, we shift the line down one, we change the current. The current is the sum of the top portion, so we add that. We add this number to the top, and we subtract it from the bottom. If this perfectly divides it without removing a number, we can return true. Otherwise, I just kind of finagle this a little bit. Basically, if the line is on the first row, then we do not remove anything in the insides, right? So then for that, I just keep track of it as if we just kind of remove it from the top. So then that means that these numbers can no longer be removed, at least one fewer version of them. So for example, if you have duplicates, then one of them is in the corner, then you can remove the one in the corner. That's basically how I structured it. And this is the same idea, except for it's on the bottom, right? So if there's only one row left on the bottom, which is when this is the case, then we just kind of update bottom to be, you know, effective. And then this is, yeah, if we get the delta, which is the change, if this is at the bottom, then we check it on the bottom whether there are at least more than 1 or more than 0. If it's on the top, then we also subtract check for the top, negative delta, because delta is negative, right? I'm actually got a wrong answer on this, that's why I'm focusing on it a little bit. And then if neither of these are true, then we have to reset the things that we did here, and that's basically what I did, just to double check. And that's it. If it never hit true, then it is false, and that is it. This is linear time, linear space, right? Actually, is it even linear space? I guess this is not linear. Well, no, this is linear space because all the numbers can be distinct, right? But for the counters, for the frequency table, and linear time because we look at each cell once, right? I mean, this is the entire loop. Oh, I guess twice because I get the total. But yeah, basically, and that's it. That's the whole idea. A lot of edge cases, so a little bit tricky, but that is it. Yep. Thanks for watching, and yeah, you could watch me solve it live during the virtual contest now. Actually, I don't know. Wow, maybe I am. Some days you feel smart, but okay, this one is maybe harder though, so we'll see. Now I could. Now oh, people just did Q4 first. Okay, maybe so. It's not. I'm not that smart. But okay, you're given a grid. Oh wow, I mean 900 people scared the other one, so we have to kind of catch up. That is cheating a little bit though. But okay, this is the same problem as Q. Oh wait, no, I was gonna say Q1 or Q2, I forget. Okay, non-empty equal, or can be made at most one single cell. Seems okay. Just sliding window, same idea, right? Just have to sweep. Right, okay, I think we can do it, it's fine. What was it? So, okay, so actually, what was it? The Q2? Alright, let's just copy and paste that part first. Okay. Okay. At most, so this could be true. And or if not, then from either section part is tricky, but I don't think so. Maybe it's not. Okay, so let me rewrite this actually. So okay, so we do a first pass. I can see why people got this very quickly though. Okay, right, whatever, let's just get rid of okay, but keep it here for now, why not? Okay, and then now we want to keep track of the rows, right? So then, yeah, for j in range of c, sub ij is we added the grid ij. We also want to do two set, right? So top is equal to set, bottom is equal to set. We actually don't want it. We want it to be we want it to be separate. That's why I wrote it this way, but I forgot. Okay, right, and then now bottom dot add. Oh, there should be some, but I don't know if this is faster actually. So bottom dot extend maybe grid of I think maybe that works. I mean, we have to do it. The other way is funky anyway, so we'll see. Let me want it just to make sure that that's a thing in set. I forget if that's a set. Yeah, no, maybe not then. I still honestly do like the other one better. It's right. Okay. All right. Looks okay. Or like it didn't crash. Okay. So then now we go. Okay. So we do this. I mean, we don't even need this now. We can just do a current equals 0. And then oh, it's not a set, it's an F. It's a frequency table as well. That's probably a little bit smaller. I forget. Okay, so then now we want to say top of grid ij is increment by 1, bottom grid ij right? Okay. Then we also want to write top sum is equal to 0, bottom sum is equal to 0. So bottom sum is going to be just equal to total in this case. Okay, and then now, I mean, this isn't that bad, I think. Yeah, right. The top sum, bottom. I guess top sum is just current because that's by definition, so we don't need this. Okay, fine. So bottom sum. Also, bottom sum is also implicit by total minus. Okay, fine. Then we don't need this either. Okay, I actually thought about that, but I just forgot as I was typing it out. Okay, so then now, if total is equal to, oh sorry, same thing as before. If you go total minus current, and we return true. Otherwise, delta is equal to, I have to check on both sides, so it's a little bit, you have to be careful, but delta is equal to bottom minus top, right? So then now, that means if the bottom subtracts delta, so if delta, or if bottom of f of delta is greater than 0, then we return true. Or, and this is only if it's positive, I think, right? Yeah. Else, if delta is less than 0 and bottom of, top of delta is greater than 0, then return true. Okay, and then that's it. I think that should be good. I mean, this is obviously just the rows, but I think this is good. Okay, so true, true, false. Why is this false? Oh, this is a connected part. Oh, I didn't read this correctly. It was so discounted, the rest of the section must remain connected. Huh. If a cell is discounted, that just means that it cannot be on the last row though, right? Oh, except for, oh, that is wrong. That is the annoying part. How do people get so quickly? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just a lot of bookkeeping. But because then basically we can remove one from the bottom. So you have to keep track of. This is just annoying. It's not even hard. You just have to keep track of two things, right? Which is for each number, how many is on the top row. So if it's in the top row, then it has to be not a corner, right? And we can check for that. Oh, I guess that's okay. Let's see. Right. So here we want to say corner is always good to remove. So okay, so we have to keep track of what is good or what is not to remove, right? And okay, if there's one column, then everything except for the corner. If it's one row, then it's everything except for the last row, right? Is that the only thing? I think so. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so then now I want to write something like if I is equal to 0, do not remove things on the first row. So then that means that we can do something like for j in range of from 1 to c minus 1, then top of grid of ij, subtract by 1 to kind of so that it gets factored in here. And then we could put it back in later, right? Oops, I thought I copied paste the same thing. Yeah, right. And then yeah, except for the corners, you can remove the corners. Yeah, okay. And then if I is equal to r minus 1, then for j, and also the same thing, really, but the bottom, right? Okay. And then this should be good. Oh, still wrong, huh? Why? Why am I returning true? If I is, oh no, this is r minus 2 because, maybe not. Oh, the r minus 2 is here. Because r minus 1 implied that, okay, still no. Huh. Because, okay, so this is after I've cut. It should not be here anyway, but, should be like, I think r minus 2 is actually right though, but something's weird about that. Okay. So it should be bottom. It should be here, right? Oh. Oh no, this is the bottom. Oops. It's okay. I don't. This is not useful enough. So let's just say RC should be the 2x3 one. Okay, so this is here, and then maybe I should just done delta. Delta is 3. That's true. But where's I? I is 0, that's right. So then that means that for every ij, am I doing this one right? No, you want to remove the next one. So this is I plus 1. Okay, I see. Ooh, still wrong. Huh. That's the thing about having it in 2 places, is I'm pretty sure. Okay, so this gets triggered, I think. Okay, let's look at bottom. That's the things that we can remove. Oh, oops. Two and 5, right? Oh no, it's this one. 2 and 5, but also 3. Why? Is this off by 1? Should definitely remove, right? Bring the delta as a random number, but this doesn't get print at all. I is equal to r over r minus 2. Should be right? Isn't this I? I is 0, or minus 2 is 0, right? So why is this not triggering? Oh, it's an else with. Oh, that is okay. I did else if but in this case they're not mutually exclusive. I see. Wow, that is actually a crazy one for me anyway. All right, so that looks expected. We still have to do the columns, but columns should be easier. We'll just transpose it. How do I transpose it? I think like there's a one-liner, and I always forget what it is. Like zip. Yeah, okay, right. And then now is just return south of grid or south of zip grid, right? Transfer. Zip have no length. Yeah, whatever. Just go. I'll just have a transpose function. I should be better about this. And then now new grid is equal to what? Oh, whoops. Habits die hard. Okay. I mean, obviously we don't know. So okay, so we can also even flip this a little bit to 1, 2, 2, 3. I probably should just YOLO submit. But okay, this should be force. Okay. Whatever, YOLO submit. Maybe I have a typo. We'll see. Oof, wrong answer. Oh, because there's one. Oh, I mean, okay. I didn't realize, for some reason I thought that they would have at least two things. Okay, so that's wrong. Because I wrote force, is it? This UI is just all kind of crazy. I click on things and I don't know where they end up. Okay, so I put force because you cannot remove it. This is so dumb, but it's true because you can remove it without. Yeah, so then here that's a role-based thing. I will. I thought that I always choose that you can remove. Did I mess up something else? Why is this force? Actually, this part doesn't make sense necessarily. Huh. Okay. Okay, this is for this one, right? I think, yeah. Total, right? 1. So this should be the delta. Okay, so so the delta is what? I don't know. Let's print it out. I mean, I think it is definitely like an off by 1 if statement thing. So okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So that means that you try to get on the top, and then what does the top look like? Oh, I'm just dumb. I am just dumb. Okay, because here we just never be true. So that's not even off by 1. It's just me being dumb because delta is negative and we never want it. Okay, so it's true. Did I output anything else? No, that's YOLO submit. Maybe I still have an off by 1, but at least that is a dumb wrong answer that I should have fixed. Yeah, I'm still getting issues with first rows and first columns. So that's a little bit sad. Okay. I don't think this is a hard problem, but this is maybe a hard problem to think through. I think it's true because here I can remove the 4, but clearly I cannot. I cannot because there's only one thing, right? Okay. I should have thought about this one because that's what I thought. Like something like this was what I was thinking for the last wrong answer. So this is definitely not great. Because that means that you can only remove. Okay, so okay, that means that we have to transpose this because that's the way that I wrote it anyway. So let's actually make this slightly easier for me to write the debug code or read the debug code. So it looks something like this, and I'm going to write true in both cases because that's expected. And then now we have rows, right? So that means that if column is equal to 1, yeah, if columns is equal to 1, then what happens? If column is equal to 1, then bottom is basically yeah, right? Okay, so here okay, maybe if something like if a column is greater than 1, then we could do this. Otherwise, what happens? Then we just do, if column is equal to 1, then we don't do anything other than that we can put maybe we can even just like if special case it, because this now the way that I write it is so weird. Maybe I should. Okay, fine. Because I think the way I'm writing it requires too much understanding to see what's going on. Okay, so we only care about columns because on rows, if we only have one row, then what happens? Nothing, because we literally do nothing. Yeah, because this cannot be true. It does stuff, but it cannot be true. So okay, so if column is equal to 1, then what happens? Then basically right? So we just have current is equal to 0 for I in range of R. Then okay, total is equal to 0. Because column is equal to 0, right? Okay, so then now we have the total for I in range of R. Okay, and then now delta is equal to, so we write like a dumb version of this. Okay, if this is true, what? Oh. I guess this is also true. So we can write this first. And then this part, except for we have to rewrite it. And then I think that's it really, because we don't have to store anything. And we just return false if we can do it. But now this is the delta. The only thing that you can remove from the bottom is the grid of the last element of 0. But this negative delta was dumb though. I actually was thinking about it, but then I just forgot about it because, you know. So don't make that mistake again, Larry. Okay, so negative delta is equal to this thing. Turn true. Okay, so this should return false, and we are Gucci. For that case, double check the other ones. I don't even know if what's good anymore. False, false, true, true. I mean, it's a cube problem. I don't know if I got it right, but it's a cube problem. More wrong answers. Can't even click on use test case because I have too many test cases. That's fine. I put false even though it's true. Why? Oh, because you can also remove the current cell for one cell. Okay, so a lot of dumb cases for Larry. So okay, so here, oh no, not oh no, this is right. So here, so it's either this is on the top or the cell that we just added. Yeah, and this is this, or it is in the cell, the next cell, right? So this will go out of bounds, I think. Yeah, but in theory, okay. Oops. I guess I don't need to check the delta is equal to 0 if that's the case, but did I not indent this? Oh, whoops. Okay, so that is it false. Okay, YOLO submit. I am a little tired. Do 9. Oh, is it? Okay, this is just the same wrong answer. I just okay. I misread output and expected sometimes because I am, I don't know, not a smart boy. So okay, so we didn't fix that. Oh, I mixed it up. Where is it? Because the top is the one that we're currently doing, and then yeah, okay, whoops. So actually it's we're trying to remove from the top, then this is okay. I am dumb. I mean, that is just a free wrong answer, but because that didn't pass the test case, that the same test case that we got last time, so that is just dumb. Okay, now it's true. Something felt different. Something felt different. Oh no, this is in. Whoops. That's why I felt different. Yeah, okay. This one's true. That's why I was like, huh. Okay, almost YOLO submitted a wrong one for another wrong answer. Yes, after 4 wrong answers, one of them dumb. Well, I mean, all of them dumb, but one of them even more dumb. But yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me in Discord. Let me know what you think about this contest, these problems, everything in between. Stay good, stay healthy, to good mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye-bye.